Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. First thing I've done is put headbanding because this can get really messy and you don't want to get it in your hair. I then took my foundation of choice, which is the L'Oreal True Match as always, and I've just got a beauty blender and blended this all over my face as I love the effect that this gives. Then on to concealer, I use the L'Oreal Lumi Magique and I just put this all under my eyes and everywhere to highlight because this is really good at highlighting, and I blended this in again with my beauty blender. To bake everywhere that I highlighted, I use the Maybelline Matte Maker Powder. This is in the lightest shade, and I just used my Real Techniques complexion sponge and put this everywhere that I highlighted before. To set the rest of my face, I use the Rimmel Stay Matte, and then I just wipe the excess powder off with this brush as well. So please just blow away. I can't look you in the face. I don't want contour, which is my favourite part. I'm using the NYX Taupe Blush as always on the NARS Eater brush. I've recently got this and it's so good to give you a strong contour. Have to lie, I wanted this love to survive. Now when I look in your to make this look a little less defined, I got my Real Techniques blush brush and more of the product and just blended it in. For my brows, I use a shade from the Naked 2 Basics. This is the one that I always use, and it is a powder so it makes your eyebrows look more natural. Oh no, it's over. I see you passing by, hand in hand, with your perfect light. My body goes numb, feels like someone cut out my tongue. I didn't know my heart could die. For brow gel, I use Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 5. Now onto the eye makeup. You don't have to worry at all about this being neat. I just took the shade Book from my Naked 1 palette and just started putting this through the crease. Obviously, as this is a Halloween tutorial, it doesn't need to be neat, as I said. And then on top of that, I just used the shade that I used to contour and just put that on top to add a bit more depth. Then on the lid, I put the MAC eyeshadow in the shade Red Alert. Back to the Naked 1, I took the shade Hustle, and then I just started putting this on the lid over the top of that matte colour to add a bit more darkness. And then I took the two darkest shades from the Naked 1, the two on the end, and just blended this into the outer corner and the outer third of my eye. To brighten my eye up a bit, I used the colour Sin in my inner corners. And under the lash line, I used the colour Dark Horse, and I found that this made the eye look really smoky, and I really liked the effect that it gave. But whatever you do, don't get it in your eye like me because it really hurts. I then just blended all the eye makeup together. I then put a thin layer of mascara on. This is just a collection one. This is actually really good to put underneath lashes, which is what I'm going to do next. Obviously this is optional. Then these are the lashes I put on. I did try and do them on camera, didn't go to plan. But now they're on, and I'm just going to put a bit more of that mascara over the top and on the bottom lashes. Now for the exciting bit, which was my favourite. I took the Snazzaroo wax and I just moulded this into a shape. I got some out of the pan, moulded it into a little roll, and then I pushed this against my face and just tried to blend out the edges. Honestly, this was the first time I'd ever tried this and the first time I'd ever used the wax. It is hard, but honestly, if you just keep going, you will get a result in the end that you'll be happy with. I then decided to do a second piece of wax. I will show you what I've done to the top one in a minute because I'm going to do it to the bottom. But I did find in the end that it was easier to do with my fingers. I don't know if this is because my fingers were warmer. This is then what I did to the top one as well. I got the spatula and I almost sliced it so that it made it look like it had a cut and a wound, and I found that this was really effective once I'd done the rest of the makeup. Then I covered the wax with my foundation that I used on my face earlier. This just makes it look more like your skin and looks like it's popping out so that you've been injured. To set this all in place so it does not slide on your face, I just use the same powder that I used over my foundation. To make this look more realistic, I use the Makeup Revolution palette, and this is in the shade Give 'em Darkness. This is actually a Halloween palette. I put this on a sponge and put it all over the wound. These shadows actually do have names. I then took the shade Overcast and I put this all around the outside to make it look like it was bruised. Then taking this shade Suspicious, that is such a tongue twister, I'm putting this more on the outside as it makes the cuts look more 3D. Look you in the face, I don't wanna have to lie. Taking the same brown shade that I used for my eyebrows, I'm just blending this in with the colours as well. I wanted this love to survive now. Fake blood time. Taking a brush, I ended up just using the one in the end that came with the eyeshadow palette, as that actually applied it really well. And I'm just putting this inside where I cut before, and this just makes it look so much more in depth and 3D, and this just brings the whole look together. Also applying some of this blood on the outside where I put all the eyeshadow to make it look like it's bruised. I decided to apply this blood on my temple and on my forehead and right down to where the cut begins, and I just found that this made the whole face look so much better and more 3D. Then, like before, I applied all the purple eyeshadows on the top and just repeated the same steps as on the cuts. Now I know it's over. I see you passing by, hand in hand, with your perfect light. My body goes numb, feels like someone cut my tongue. I didn't know. Then for lipstick, I applied MAC Salon Rouge. This is actually limited edition and I did lose the clip, but this is what the colour is. Then I decided I wanted the part of the face to come down a bit lower, so I just repeated the same steps as I have a few times just to make it look a bit more dimensional.